help me!
How's it, guys? Welcome back to another video. This week we've been doing a bit of tackle talk. And we've got some cool things here. We've got the Nomad VIBE range. This is a Vertrex. They've got two types. They've got the Swim and the Max. And we've also got the Squidtrex. The Squidtrex has been doing unbelievably well lately, catching massive carb and GTs. Let's have a dive into the range and show you guys how to use them. So the difference between the two Vertrexes is that the one's Max, which stands for maximum vibration, and the other one is a Swim. So the Vertrex Max is when you whip it up and pull it up, it's going to have the most vibration going up, max, but when it falls, it's going to have a dead fall straight down. It's not going to swim down. Where the Vertrex Swim is going to have less of a vibe going up, but it's going to have a nice swimming action on the way down. The Vertrex Max is a lot better for deeper water, or you've got stronger currents flowing. This thing can be fished easily up until 60-70 meters of water. And the Vertrex Swim has got that slower sink, so if the current isn't that strong, then you can let it swim down nicely, and often you get that bite on that swim. Have a closer look at their shapes and see the difference between the two, because on front value they look very, very similar. So as you can see from the top, the Swim's got a really, really broad back and it tapers down into a narrow belly, whereas the Max is the opposite way around. It's got quite a narrow top, back, and then it tapers out into a flat belly. That allows it, or wide belly, that allows it to get a really good vibration. This Max can also be trawled quite easily. Like I said, with the Swim, we'll show you now how the actions look like. In the water, it gives a nice dance all the way down, where the Max just falls straight down. These plastics are very, very durable. As you can see, you can pull as hard as you want, and this thing's not gonna break. So, yeah, even for toothy critters, these things work really, really well. The whole entire range comes equipped with BKK hooks, so you don't have to worry about changing hooks out. These things are super, super strong, and you can pull really hard on all fish and will handle everything. Right, now we've had a look at the different vibes, let's go through the actions that we use to fish them. So there's 4 ways that we fish them. The one is the most easiest, simplest way to do it, and it's highly effective, and that's just to chuck the rod in the rod holder and just let it dead drift. And what's going to happen is that when the swell's moving around or your boat is rocking, all that's going to happen is going to be a very subtle, slow movement on that jig, and it's not going to do much underneath the water, but it's going to give it a very natural dance going around underneath the water column. What I do is let it sink all the way down to the bottom, 2 or 3 winds up, and just leave it there in the rod holder and wait for the rod to go. The second method that we use is just small little jigs. You can see that rod tip working really nicely. See those vibrations and just getting that nice action going on the Squidtrex or your Vibe. And that's not really going to get the vibe going, but it's going to give it a little bit more movement at the bottom, a very natural, again, a very natural squid movement, and the fish absolutely love this. The third way of using it is like a traditional slow pitch method where you can do long sweeps of the rod. Try and keep in contact with that bait, because you often get bites on the sink and you're not going to pick that up if you've got too much slack in the water. You can see that tip working really nicely and that vibe action coming through on the rod tip as well. What you can also do is just leave it, let it pause a little bit, then start working it again. Just stay in contact as it sinks down and it will give a nice slow swim to the bottom. The fourth technique that we use is your more traditional speed jigging technique. Let it sink down to the bottom and give it a couple fast whips up. Let it sit for a bit, let it sink down. Couple fast whips up, pause, couple more fast whips up, let it sink down again. So those are 4 methods that we use. Varying them up in between your fishing sessions is really important, and find out what the fish want.
Alright, it's going to give this little baby Squidtrex a try. See how it goes. Looks good.
Oh, yellow slot. Oh.
Yo.